Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Candice here. I launched my eBay business for reselling online about 2 weeks ago, and I miraculously made 3 sales in the first week. I am over the moon excited. I think it was a little bit of beginner's luck, but I cannot wait to share the details of that with you and what my actual true profits were once I took the money home. So let's get into it. So this first item that we have up here is the Pyrex Vintage Early American 1.5 quart oval casserole, no lid, gold on white. And this item here was actually shopped from my home. And I saw this from one of the YouTube resellers that I follow online, that's the best place to start your business is like shopping your house, which I think is an excellent idea to start your inventory out. And I will continue to do this practice as I try and declutter my own house. But anyway, so I had it listed for $18.16 with the buyer paying shipping. I'm still a little nervous and I'm kind of halfway in between whether I pay shipping or they pay shipping. I'm generally listing items that are like lightweight and easy to ship, like t-shirts and stuff like that, with free shipping that I pay for, but anything that's like heavy and I'm not sure kind of what that's gonna cost, I don't know how to do that math yet. So I did $18.16 with the buyer to pay shipping, and they just did a buy it now on this one, which was different than my other 2 sales. And they paid $18.16 and they paid the shipping, and it actually just arrived today. So very exciting on that. And let me show you the breakdown on what my take-home profits were. Okay, so here is the breakdown. As I told you, the subtotal was $18.16. They paid shipping, which was $10, and they of course paid tax. And then if you go down here at the bottom, you'll see here that there is the transaction fees, that's the eBay cut, of $4.36, which means that my order earnings from this was $13.80. And since this item was shopped at home, I'm gonna take that as a $13.80 win. And that was a great little quick few days that was online. I'm not sure what was so special about this one. Maybe someone was just really looking for this piece in their collection. Very interesting because it had no lid. And I thought maybe because it didn't have a lid that it would take a while to sell, but maybe it was just priced right. I'm not sure. Comment down below for those of you who are familiar with vintage Pyrex. I'd love to know what I did right on this one, or maybe I just got lucky. Yeah, definitely let me know. Okay, this next item was also shopped at home. When I decided to launch my business a few weeks ago, my husband, who likes to build his own computers and is into technology, he said to me, he's like, I actually have an item that I had been wanting to sell for some time, and I guess it was a processor. I don't know anything about this item. He did tell me though that it was a popular item, and sure enough, when we went on eBay and we saw the sell-through rate and felt comfortable to put it at a certain price, wow. I got so many offers within like hours, and they were all low ball, but I felt like, okay, if it was a pretty popular item, then I can kind of stick to my guns at a certain price. So here is what it is. It is the AMD Ryzen 7 7700X 8-core 16-thread, and so on. Processor. It's like a little chip that you use when building your computer. Again, I know nothing about this, and I would not recommend that you sell things that you know absolutely little to nothing about, and I will tell you why. The gentleman who ended up buying this from me had questions, tech questions that I couldn't even begin to answer. But luckily it was owned by my husband, and so he knew everything that I could tell this gentleman that was interested in buying it, and ended up buying it and was super happy with it. But I definitely had a good lesson there in making sure I list things that I can speak to. And so if there's any tech items that I do list in the future, it will have to be with my husband's knowledge and backing, because I just don't feel comfortable listing any kind of tech items like that. So let's get into the breakdown of what I paid, what they paid, and how that all went down. Okay, I had originally listed this piece for, I think, $215. It's kind of what it seemed like most of them that were used and in good condition were going for. And this gentleman came at me with a $175 offer. I had come back at him with a $200 best and final. And before he hit purchase on it, he did send me a message, which I tried to get back to him as soon as, I think I got back to him like within the hour. And he wanted to make sure that we accepted returns, which we have chosen to do so in our business, just because I feel like that will help give reassurance to those who are shopping for items in my store. And so anyways, the second I said that we definitely offer or we accept returns, he bought it within like 2 minutes. So anyway, he ended up paying $200, as you see up here. And then the shipping, he did not pay for shipping. I paid for shipping. And the sales tax, as you can see there, he of course paid for his own sales tax, so that he paid $216. So you'll see the $216 there. And then the transaction fees, the $29.78, that's the eBay cut. And then the shipping label, which I paid for, was $5.41. This one I felt comfortable shipping because it was super small and lightweight. And so I was like, okay, I know I'm not going to break the bank on shipping for this one. And so my order earnings off of this one was $164.81. And I'm going to say that's 100% profit, because I think my husband said that he even purchased it brand new way back in the day for only like $1.75. And so $175, and ended up using it and then still holding on to it. And so we really just like came out ahead on that one. So that was a big win. And I can't really take credit because it wasn't mine. I didn't source it. But I am very grateful for my husband's donation to starting my business and getting me. This was actually my very first sale. So that was exciting on that one. Okay. And I'm going to bring you to my last sale that I had in my very first week. And this one I'm most excited about because it is one that I recently sourced. It was actually featured in my very first video, and it is the Masters Golf Hat Yellow Adjustable Strap Back. And I found this one at a garage sale. And I am just so shocked that I went and found it at a garage sale. I listed it, and then within a week it sold. This one here was listed for, I think, $18 and some change. And I had just listed it and they had offered me something lower. I think it was around $14-ish. And I think I chose like a percentage off when sometimes eBay will say a suggested counter offer or something like that. And I think I just kind of chose the default one. And I just stuck at $18. And then within 2 minutes of me responding at $18, they purchased it. So that was a very exciting win for me. So I was like, wow, I just got something. And then I turned around and it felt like a couple days later I sold it. So this is a part of a lot that I had got at the garage sale. So in the package, I did write a thank you note, and I said, hey, if you're interested in any other Masters hats, I do have ones that are in different styles. So maybe that'll get me another sale. I'm not sure if any of you guys do that when you end up selling things, to let folks know that you have other inventory that's of similar liking to the potential buyer. Let me know. Have you had success? Comment down below and let me know your wins with that on follow-ups for potential future sales and thank you notes. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to do for me. Okay. I am going to break it down here. So you'll see the subtotal is $18, and then I paid for shipping on this one. Again, this was an item that I felt comfortable that it was going to be like a lightweight and small that I could ship. And of course they paid their sales tax. And then if you see here, the eBay cut on that one is $2.99. And then you'll see the shipping label, which I pay for all my shipping, or I have for those 3 items through eBay. I buy it online here. I found that a lot of YouTubers suggest that it's far less expensive for you to buy it online before you go to post. So I paid $5.34 for that. So my order earnings was $9.67. I paid $5 for the hat. So I'm walking away $4.67 richer from this hat. Was it big money? No, it wasn't big money. I am trying to figure out my formula on, how much I'm willing to pay for something. and what I will list it for and take for it. Also, when am I going to offer free shipping? When am I not going to offer free shipping? I'm still trying to figure it all out. It is fairly complex. I would love tips and tricks. Please comment below and let me know what your kind of rule of thumb is. I did get someone that commented on one of my previous videos that said that their rule of thumb is to pay basically 25%. So if you're going to list something for $20, I'm guessing they meant, only buy it for $5. So I was close, I guess, on this one, selling it for $18. That was close to $20 mark, which would have been, 25% of that. So anyways, that's the breakdown on that one. So let's get the total profit from all three items put together for my very first week on eBay. Okay, so I had $13.80 from my first clip that I showed you on the Pyrex, and then I had $164 on the processor, which I kind of feel like I didn't earn that one, but I'll take it. And then the hat was a whopping $4.67. That brings me to a grand total of $182.47. So was most of that from the processor chip? Yes. But I am still excited that I sourced something and it was popular and it sold quickly with the hat. And I feel like that was a win. And I'm continuing to learn like what's going to stay and what's going to probably stay longer in my inventory, but it's just so cool. I just had to pick it up. And what will kind of turn and burn. So I'm continuing to learn. I love hearing from you guys to see what your successes have been. Please give me your wisdom, give me your guidance. This is just a lot of fun so far, and I'm so grateful to hear from you all. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I am going to be going to Goodwill tomorrow for the second time. So my second Goodwill haul, I'll be sharing that with you. I'm hoping to be a little bit more focused and stay disciplined in some areas. I got some great feedback on previous videos about, making sure stuff that actually sells, sell-through rate. I'm still trying to figure out sell-through rate. And yeah, there is a lot to come. So continue to follow along and you all have a wonderful day. I will talk to you soon.